February the 27th, invertebrates, insects and spiders. Activity of both invertebrates and insects is brought to a minimum in the cold days of February. Most are lying motionless on the stones or bark, or are deep within grass tussocks. Occasionally, the odd lazy housefly makes an appearance. If disturbed, some large ground beetles, centipedes and millipedes move slowly away. Woodlice are a little quicker. If the soil is not hard, snails and slugs may also be seen. Earthworms, Aristotle's intestines of the earth, are making casts again, betraying their whereabouts for crowds of hungry gulls and rooks that we see in fields. Soil, leaf litter and compost heaps are all home for the myriad numbers of nematodes, springtails and other tiny invertebrates, all of which go generally unnoticed. Some queen bees may be seen feeding on flowers, sipping nectar, but queen wasps are likely to be still hanging by their jaws in some hidden crevice. The long tongues of these early bees may stretch halfway down the length of a crocus flower, trying to reach the nectar. Buff-tailed and white-tailed bumblebees may be seen feeding on newly opened willow catkins. With no leaf cover, scale insects, Cocoidea species, now stand out more than usual, particularly on London's sycamores, and two-spot ladybirds may well still be noticed hibernating around window frames. Male earwigs are starting to leave the communal nests they may have shared the winter with other males and females. The nest could just have been a piece of discarded newspaper. The females may now be laying 30 or more yellow eggs, which, unlike most other invertebrates, they will care for tenderly. Their eggs hatch into shiny white miniatures of themselves with big black eyes. They have straight pincers at their rear, compared with the familiar curved ones of their parents. Traditionally, the insect year starts on St. Valentine's Day, February the 14th, and ends on Guy Fawkes Night, November the 5th. The insect highlight of this month is usually the first sighting of a butterfly. This is normally a small tortoiseshell, comma, peacock, red admiral, or brimstone. Brimstone butterflies were recorded by Gilbert White as early as St. Valentine's Day. These butterflies have all survived the winter as adults in some protected corner or other, and have only been tempted out of their hibernation by a little early warmth. Along with the small collection of mainly male moths in January, one or two more undistinguished moths now join them. The most famous and probably the most frequently seen is the aptly named spring usher, Agriopis leucoferia. Once again, in this species, it is only the male that will be seen, as the female is wingless. He is attracted to brightly lit windows. The dotted border, Agriopis marginaria, has tawny-coloured wings, and again, it is only the male that flies. He may well be the only moth caught this month in a moth trap. Towards the end of the month, the small brindled beauty makes its first appearance. This moth has rounded wings with a zigzag line and has been reported as common in Richmond Park. For some reason, it seems to prefer West London. The yellow horned moth, Aclea flavicornis, may also be seen, especially around birch scrub towards the end of the month. This moth, as its name suggests, has distinctive orange-yellow antennae, which can help to identify it. They have a habit of settling on birch twigs and wrapping their wings around the twig. As they also fly and are attracted to light, there is quite a reasonable chance of seeing one. Spiders are another of London's unwanted residents, even though few ever bite us, and unlike insects, they carry no infectious diseases. They have hollow fangs with which they inject poison into their prey, either through their skin or possibly neck or leg joints. Their jaws are rarely strong enough to penetrate our skin. They are often almost blind, even though most have 8 eyes. Even hunting spiders are short-sighted. They usually detect their prey by vibrations, which they sense through their legs, especially at their tips. Sometimes they have club-shaped palps on either side of their heads, which they can use semaphore fashion to attract females, but also to inject her with semen. Mostly they are not seen in the winter, as there is not much to eat and many die in the cold of late autumn. Those that do survive the winter often do so as eggs, immature adults, or old females. Species such as the red woodlouse spider, Dysdera crocata, can still be found as their jaws are strong enough to lift the segments of a woodlouse and kill it. Otherwise, we tend to notice indoor spiders, or rather spiders that choose to spend their winter indoors with us. Most notable among these is the enormous spider caught in the bath. This is usually the house spider, Tegenaria domestica. It's a weaver spider which spends most of its time at the edge of its sheet web, waiting for something to stumble into it, and consequently has not got the adhesive pads on the end of its legs which allow other spiders to escape from the bath. Tegenaria species tend to be large and alarming, none more so than Tegenaria parietina, which is the spider that famously frightened Cardinal Wolsey at Hampton Court. It is still present in London and is called the cardinal spider. Others we encounter are often money spiders, small black or grey spiders, usually less than 5 millimeters in length. They land on us and we encourage them to cross our palm in the hope of them making us richer. To kill one is considered bad luck. Seriously looking for spiders in winter, you may possibly find 20 or more different ones. The species such as the missing sector orb weaver, Zygiella notata, a lace web spider, Amorobius fenestralis, the zebra bat spider, Celticus senicus, the daddy longlegs spider, Pholcus phalangoides, and the false widow spider, Steatoda grossa, all giving a slight clue to their identity with their names.